Hi everyone and welcome. Today we're taking a look at the Emerald Isle Cowl. Before we get started, here's the finished cowl so you can see where we're headed. It's a beautiful project for knitters who want to explore stranded colorwork in a relaxed and manageable way. It's still very approachable, and this smaller project makes it a wonderful way to practice and build confidence. I'm Pamela Fletcher from the Dizzy Knitter, and if you've been curious about colorwork, this is a great place to begin. So right away we'll go into knitting what's called stranded colorwork, and you'll be using your brushed surrey as the contrast and your beautiful bouncy lovely skyland as the main color, whatever color you chose. There are several ways of doing this. I'll show you the way that I do it, and I'll show you some other ways that I'm not as comfortable with, but I'm going to show them to you. There are different ways for you to hold the yarn, and those are the basic differences with how you hold your yarn doing it. So let's get started. So we have a chart. Charts are really quite easy to read. If you're a right-handed knitter, you read them right to left. If you're knitting in the round, you continue reading right to left. Every row is right to left because you never have a wrong side. So this is the very easiest thing you can do. You start knitting right to left and you just follow the colors. A is the skyline color and B is the brushed surrey. That is the white color. This particular design, once you get the setup of the very first row, that you have to pay a bit of attention to. I would say don't watch television like I tried to do, because I had to take mine out a little bit to make sure that you're knitting exactly the correct pattern and following that chart exactly. Once you've done that, then it's much easier to follow the chart. So let's get into the stranded color work. If you are holding the yarn in two hands, that sounds really intimidating. Many of you are probably throwers. Not everybody, but everyone knits a little differently. And the bulk of the knitters watching this are probably throwers. So this is going to be very comfortable for them for you to hold the yarn in your right hand and throw it. I put the main color in my right hand. I knit continental, so it's easier for me to hold the yarn in this hand. And don't panic, because I'll show you another way of doing it where you do not have to hold the yarn in both hands. This is just what I find easiest, and it's taken me a little bit. I'm still not totally comfortable. Sometimes I end up just holding the yarn like this and throwing it because I'm not totally comfortable. But it really doesn't matter as long as you keep the main yarn on the right and this surrey, the contrast color, on the left. So we have 5 stitches here of the same color. If it were 4 stitches, we could probably get away without catching our float. But let me show you what happens if we don't catch a float. Let me do that first. If we just knit straight across without catching that surrey alpaca at all, and then, oh, there's a surrey alpaca. There's a surrey alpaca there, so it's time to do that. And now let's look on the back and see what that looks like. You have what's called a float. And for me, you could get away with this. It would just catch a little if you were wearing it. So I will show you what I do. You can see what it looks like on the wrong side with my catching, how I catch the floats. So let's take this out. I catch the floats on the third stitch. So I've knit 2 with my main color, and then I'm going to catch this yarn so that it doesn't have that long float on the third stitch or the center stitch of those 5 stitches. And this is how you do it. I'll do it very slowly, and I'll do it, you know, many more times so that you can be sure and see how it's done. The first thing you do is take this yarn, and whether it's held like this or you're holding it like this, or however you have your yarn, you wrap it the wrong way around the needle. If you were knitting, you would wrap it counterclockwise, but you wrap it the wrong way around the needle. Don't pull it tightly, just let it fall so that you're not, you know, pulling your stitches tightly in between. Then you wrap your yarn around like you're going to take the stitch with your main color. But before you pull that stitch through, you remove this yarn from the needle. Now you can see what that has done. If I show the back here, it's just given a little twist to the yarns. Complete this stitch, and the yarn is still not really tacked down or caught yet, right? It's just twisted. And then we take the next stitch, and with that stitch it catches the float and we can see I'll show you the back now, and we can see that there is no long float to catch on anything when you're wearing it, or to I don't know. It's really up to you. If you don't want to catch the float, the knitting police isn't coming. You can, it will look just beautiful from the front as long as you don't pull the floats tightly. So that's how I do it. So now let's look at another way of holding the yarn. Say you just want to hold it like this. Let's see, this one wraps first, this one wraps around, take it off, complete your stitch, and do the next stitch. So you don't have to do any fancy holding the yarn. I'm going to continue on, so if you didn't quite catch that, I'm going to keep doing it until you have it down. Now, if you want to put the yarn both yarns on this side, you can do it this way as well. Here's the stitch I want to catch. Put it over the wrong way. Wind it the right way. Take it off. Pull it through. And then knit this stitch. And that works too. You don't have to do the holding it in both hands. Just make sure that every time you take a stitch that you're not pulling this tightly. Keep everything very loose. just lay it around the needle. Make sure your stitches are spread out a little bit so that all of the transitions between the two are not pulled tightly. So you can see you don't have to hold it in both hands if that is not comfortable or convenient for you. You get to the third stitch, lay that yarn around the wrong way, around the right way, take it off, and stitch only with let's do that again. On our third stitch where I want to catch the yarn, put it through, take the suri, put it around, just lay it, You can see there's a strand there, just lay it there. Wind the yarn that you want to take the stitch with around, undo that, complete that stitch. The next stitch is the one that locks it into place. But if after you've done that for a while and you kind of have that down, it will be just the opposite for you. If you're a thrower, it will be just the opposite for you than it is for me. It will be easier for you to hold it in the right hand, and it's more awkward for me to hold it in the right hand, and it will be more awkward for this hand. So if you want to just hold it like this, you don't have to wrap it around your fingers. And that would look like this if you're a thrower and you're feeling awkward. One, two. Okay, here we are again. Yarn goes around the wrong way. Take the yarn off. Complete the stitch. Do the next stitch, which is what locks it in, and continue on. But if you want to start practicing, feel free to, practice holding. This is getting more comfortable for me. I've been doing it off and on, for a few weeks now, and it's getting more comfortable for me. It's just whatever you want to do. Let's do that again. Here's our third stitch. Goes around the wrong way. Take it off before you pull it through. And that just twists the yarn. It just gives you that nice twist right there. And then the next stitch locks it down. Keep everything loose. You don't want these floats or these, you don't want these floats, even if they're short between, one stitch, even, here where you've got just every other stitch. You don't want those tight. You want to make sure they just lie gently over. And then look at the beautiful, it's almost like a double layer of this beautiful alpaca. You can see what happened back here when we did just the long float, and we didn't tack it down on the third stitch in the middle. And that's a look, And I mean, it's not going to show, but I mean, that's a way of doing it. And if you feel more comfortable doing that, that would be fine as well. 5 stitches, usually my limit is 4. I mean, it depends on the yarn and depends on what I'm doing, but usually my limit is 4 stitches. I prefer, 3. So I'll do this one more time. Wrap it around the wrong way. Take it off. And lock it down with this stitch. And I hold everything very gently and loosely, nothing tight, nothing pulled in, or you're going to have a puckered back and your cowl won't be very big. The tighter that you pull all of your floats, even if they're just 1 or 2 stitches in between, the tighter you pull those floats, the more tight your fabric's going to be, and it won't, your cowl will be smaller. So I don't think you'll have any problem with the rest of the cowl. Let me know if you have any questions. You can email support@tdknitter.com if you have any questions that I haven't covered in this video. And just enjoy learning just one tiny little technique that will just open the world of knitting to you, and you'll be able to knit so many more different projects that before you kind of stopped and said, oh, maybe I can't do that. You can do it. It's not hard. So happy knitting, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.